What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Today we have an insane hunter combination for you that has some pretty decent survivability, actually pretty decent damage as well when it comes to bosses. And I know that hunters right now feel a little bit lackluster in that meta, and of course come Renegades, the Still Hunt Celestial Nighthawk build is going to reign supreme in fire teams. But today I wanted to show you something that you could survive with, has great regeneration for abilities, and some pretty solid damage as well. So we're going to break this down for you, take this into this dungeon, and we're actually going to try to hopefully, if we could squeeze out a 2-phase, I'd be surprised, but obviously we're going to go for a 3-phase because we know hunters right now and their damage feels lackluster. But let's break down this build really quickly for you. We are on Prismatic Hunter, and we're taking advantage of Golden Gun, but not using Celestial Nighthawk, and I'll show you why in a minute. Now, we're also opting to go with Snare Bomb to create weaken, so our Golden Gun does more damage. Then Grapple Grenade, frankly, it's the best grenade. And who doesn't like running around like Spider-Man? Then for the aspects, I'm opting to go with Gunpowder Gamble because it functions as a grenade, meaning it can also create Orbs of Power. Then there's Ascension for ease of survivability, jolting targets, giving yourself Amplified for a 15% reduction to damage. Next up is going to be Facet of Sacrifice. This states Arc, Solar, and Void buffs. Ability Final Blows grant Darkness, Transcendence, Energy, but I'm really using this to give us plus 10 for the grenade, so we have 100 grenade. Then there's Facet of Balance, which is really good for ability gen and on any prismatic build. So rapid light damage will generate melee energy, and rapid darkness damage generates grenade energy. Facet of Protection is also a staple, so you have 15% reduction to damage when you're surrounded, or 32% when you're in Transcendence. Next up's Facet of Purpose, so every time we pick up an orb, we get restoration, giving us some health back. Then is going to be Facet of Dawn. There's multiple ways to get Radiant right now, and if you're not using a solar weapon, this is going to be really helpful just to keep your uptime up there. So with powered melee hits make you Radiant, and then of course you do weaken it, but this will stack with your Golden Gun, meaning it's going to do more damage. Now for the loadout, of course, we're opting to go with the classic Mint Retrograde with rewind rounds, bait and switch. There's really no reason to use any other special weapon at the moment. Primary, we're going with an Attrition Orbs roll on our Might and Multi tool to create more Orbs of Power, and of course Incandescent because it's extremely good. You could always easily go with something like Heel Clip Incandescent for more survivability, but I want to generate as much orbs as we possibly can. Then for our heavy, Finality's Augur, you already know it's extremely good, but don't worry, if you guys don't have it yet, we're going to be farming this over on twitch.tv/JamesTheAvatar pretty much every single weekend, including today. So feel free to stop by. Love to help you try to get it. Now, for the exotic, what we're going to use is, yes, a class item, but it's Spirit of Inmost Light for ability regen, and then Spirit of Star Eaters. If you guys don't have this, just put on a Star Eater Scales leg piece and go with that, because that's going to give you a lot of increased damage to your solar or your super. So meaning any super you use is just going to do more damage. We're not using Celestial Nighthawk. You could obviously go with that too. It'll do more than Star Eaters will, but this is really good just for neutral game combos with Spirit of Inmost Light, making sure you have a high uptime on all of your abilities, as well as more super damage. For the mods that we're opting to go with is going to be 2 super font mods to get us up to 180, and then a dual solar strand mod to create orbs with all of our weapons. For the gauntlets, we're going with a firepower and heavy-handed, so our powered melee and our grenade create orbs, and then a bolstering detonation. Since our class ability is so low, we're going to get class ability energy back when we cause damage with a grenade. Chest piece, you guys already know, we're going with resistance mods matching the activity we're doing, and a generation mod, so every time we get kills with our primary, it's just going to help create more special and heavy ammo. Now for the legs, we're opting to go with a, not recuperation, that thing got gutted. We're going with better already. Health regen on Nord pickup is awesome. Then a strand and a solar weapon surge. This is better than just 2 font mods. You could easily do 2 strand, 2 solar, whatever you want to do. You could go font mods. You could go something like Absolution if you want, but I want basically as much damage on our weapons as we possibly can for our special weapon, which is Mint, and then Finality's Augur, and our primary, which are both solar. Now for the class item, we're going with a time dilation. Since it's going to rely heavily with armor charges with our surges, I want to make sure I have those up as much as possible. Then Reaper, so when we use our class ability, our next defeat creates an orb. Then when we use our class ability, Powerful Attraction, we'll pick up any orb within 12 meters. Now for the artifact mods that really help with this build, mainly Shield Crush, so while we're Radiant, our grenade charges faster. Same with Amplified. Since we're going to be Radiant often, we're going to toss on a Radiant Shrapnel. And then Fever and Chill, so not powered, solar precision hits or multiple solar kills will grant you Radiant. Then, of course, that Flame Fiber and Freeze to have dual mods with Solar and Strand. Then Threadling Proliferation, because we're using Strand, we might as well create some Threadlings out of it by just getting damage. If you got a teammate that's using Stasis or Strand debuffs, toss on Cauterized Darkness for extra solar damage from all sources. Champions, Elemental Daze is going to help you on that one. Elemental Coalescence is really big. It'll create fire sprites for you, which will again feed back in your grenade energy. And then, of course, your barrier mods, unstoppable mods, stuff like that. But that's the full build for you. I really want to show you guys, it actually performs a lot better than I expected when I set out to create something that was good for damage and had some pretty decent uptime on all of our abilities too. Because like I said, Hunters right now, we're not getting a piece of the pie. Not until Renegades, but this will allow you to actually have some pretty decent DPS on this one. So let's take this into this dungeon, shoot this bad guy, and show you guys what it can do. All right, so basically we want to start this off just by creating Orbs of Power. That way we can feed into our Star Eater scales. There's one right there, another one right there. I'm gonna grab this Tangle. This helps out for the Blights, because you can't kill the Blights when you go up there with this guy. I said that and nothing happened. Good job. Okay, there we go. One, two, three. I missed one. That's okay. The whole goal is to try to do as much damage as we possibly can and hopefully get our super back even. Come on, buddy. You got this. There's our super, and that's almost half damage. I'm not bummed out about that one at all. Which just means getting our Star Eaters buff back is going to be extremely easy. Should be able to create an orb off him. Perfect. There's another one right there. Just completely whiffed that. That was terrible. There's that, okay. We don't have that much ammo, which is unfortunate. But he's weakened. There we go. That's not terrible. Almost full super again. Not bad, not bad. I definitely didn't have the best second phase on that one, but that's okay. There's our super. There's an orb. Picked it up. There's another orb. And we have Prismatic back too, which is really helpful. Okay, so we know where the second guy's at. We're gonna have to try to get orbs just for the super really quickly. There we go. That's the phase we're looking for. That's a good one. And cooked. So this build played pretty decently, has some great damage, pretty good survivability. I was actually surprised we were able to get about half his health on the first phase. Second phase, we had a little bit less, didn't play it as well as I could have, but I'm pretty stoked on this build. I think if you take it into any in-game content, you shouldn't have trouble actually keeping up with damage of the rest of your fire team. If you guys enjoy this, there will be a dim link down below, as well as a Discord. If you guys want to join our awesome community, we'd love to have you over there. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, As always, thank you so much for coming and watching, and I will catch you in the next one.